I think we're ready. All right. Happy Friday, boys, girls, and everyone in between. And welcome to another SO Art stream. We are a studio um, created by artists for artists. I forgot what I was going to say for a second there. Even though I've said this a couple of times now. Um, and in our sketch sessions, we talk about anything that crosses our mind while creating human art. I am Esso, and with me, as always, is the co creator and motivator, Miss Lily.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's
Everyone's
Friday.
everyone's happy to be home from work. Hopefully, you're home from work. Hopefully, you don't get to deal with any kind of lingering projects and you just get to chill. Let's see. Is it grid view that I want to see? Yeah, there we are. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? Let's see. Today's an experimental day. We pretty much get to draw whatever we want, but we're going to be experimenting with styles and things that we haven't been working with in a while. What do you think you're going to be experimenting with today, Lily?
I'm just gonna work on this really stylized brush work that I've been doing with. Let
Mm-hmm.
me show you. So for um, oh, you haven't pulled up our drawing screen. That's
Here, I'll
okay.
go ahead and pull it up.
But
There we go.
it's okay. I posted for Chinese New Year um the Rapidash drawing that I did.
Mm-hmm.
So playing around with that like heavy brush stroke and stuff like that.
All right.
And then I also did this Arcanine piece as well that
Right.
kind of plays around with that type of art style. Um, i- what is it? Inspired by, old Chinese, Japanese artworks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing that with another Pokemon from the Zodiac.
Okay.
So yeah.
That sounds like fun. Um, I am tackling. Well, I was in the Clip Studio Paint Assets page, and I was downloading brushes like a madman because I was like, "Holy crap! Look at everything Clip Studio Paint 5.0 can do now," and I was super excited about it. So I'm gonna be screwing around with a whole bunch of brushes on the last drawing I was doing of Alloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, and I've already started a little bit. I'm gonna kind of get away from the watercolor brush that I played around with from the Pikachu drawing, and this time I'm gonna go down like so. So here's the thing. I started looking at old paintings that I have here at the house, right? You know, the paintings that we did in college, and I
Mhm.
was like, I want to try to replicate that if I can digitally, right?
Okay.
so so I'm gonna mess around with that. I'm gonna see what I can do with that today. Try to, I guess, try to create something that's a little bit more, something that looks a little bit more illustrated. We'll see how far I
Mhm.
get on it. But before we do, let's get a little housekeeping out of the way. First thing I want to do is thank Horace 3000. You remember Horace from college, yeah? You don't
No.
remember him? He was in a lot
Sorry,
of
no.
he was in a lot of he was in the art club from what I remember. I had a number of painting classes with him. Um and yeah, he just got through following us on Twitch, and we greatly appreciate it, man. We hope to see you here later on. Of course, we have Mark and Forest Hammer in chat. What's up, guys?
Hey guys.
How's it going? Mark said that he was hoping for more Pokemon, and you are gonna get it tonight. Um, Outside of that, just to keep up the housekeeping, if you're watching on stream, join us in the chat. It lets YouTube and Twitch know that you're here and counted for. If you're a first time watcher on Twitch, hit that follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. In chat, you will find Miss Lily's Instagram and TikToks. She will be at Lily Lilac Draws, all one word. And of course, her links are in chat. And if you want to see more art, more clips, or donate to the studio, head over to the link that's in chat, and that takes you over to our link spree where you can get all of our links all in one page. Um, Outside of that, let's go ahead and get some experimentation going. Let's mess around with stuff. I was taking a look at the topics that we have, and man, there's
Mhm.
so many good ones that we can get into. Do you want to get into yours first or get into mine first? What do you think would be a good starter for us?
Whichever's cool. I don't have a preference.
Okay. Do you want to talk about your first couple of topics? Get into
Okay.
them because I think the ones I have are they require or they're gonna have us do a little bit more deep dive, and so
Hmm. Okay. So I guess we could just briefly talk about. Do you want to talk about the new Gorillaz album really quickly?
yeah, let's
'Cause
get
I don't
into
have a
that.
lot to say. Yeah. So I listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one thing I've always liked about the Gorillaz was that they don't follow a set genre of music. Like they're willing to uh, do any style of music.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels just like whatever they fancy, kind of
Right.
like 21 Pilots. Like they do the same thing too. Like what kind of genre of music are they? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. What do you feel into? What do you like to listen to now? That's the
Right.
question, the answer to that question. Um, and that's to say that this album is really it feels similar to one of their other albums that I haven't really listened to
Mm-hmm.
all that much. I've heard a few from that album. I can't remember the name of it. But it's definitely playing with this more chill type of Nirvana like, not Nirvana the band, but the feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cuz it, and this is really telling of the music video that they came out with. There's speculation that the music video, the animatic that came out, is
Mm-hmm.
about them like being reborn, and
Mm-hmm.
the journey that they're taking to the cave or whatever it is, or the mountain, is the process they're taking to be reborn. Um and I feel like that's kind of what the album sounds like. Like
Yeah.
that's the sound that it's going for, which is cool. It's just not my cup of tea. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say it's bad. It's just not I wouldn't put it on to be like, yeah, I want to listen.
No,
Like,
I get it.
I really love their last album. Their last album is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Cracker Island, you guys need to check it out. That one is super good. I feel like that one is more audience friendly. Like people who just don't listen to the Gorillaz music might
Mm-hmm.
like that album just in general.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about the album. It's not bad. It's just not something I would listen to. I
So
only like two tracks.
I've gotten a chance to really like sit down and listen to the album.
Hmm.
I normally, whenever I listen to albums, like, it's the usual, right? I'm either drawing or I'm just kind of chilling out, reading something. And whenever I listen to albums, I always like looking into what the album's about, what the artist has to say about the album. And a lot of the times, I hope that by learning that, I can kind of like feel what the artist is trying to feel during it.
Hmm.
And it's probably just a weird process of mine, right? Like I've kind of always liked like diving into um I've always liked diving into like the the backdoor meaning of certain albums and certain music, and it just kind of enriches the music a little bit more for me. For this album, I ain't gonna lie. I liked like at least well, first of all, this album's about is a behemoth, right? It's like 15 songs long. So it's
Yeah,
not
it's pretty
it's not a short
extensive.
listen at all.
Mhm.
Um I liked about 7 songs on the album. And that to me is almost like liking a whole album in itself. So for me, it's practically just a certified banger at this point.
Mhm.
Um, but the only reason I really liked it is because I do like when I love whenever a band can explore different genres. Of course, this is a Gorillaz album, so of course you're getting hip hop mixed in with a number of different inspired or different forms of musical inspiration. That's nothing new to Gorillaz. This
Mhm.
time they lean a little heavier um, Indian um, into Indian kind of Middle Eastern sounds.
Yeah.
They have, I mean, a good majority of the instruments that they're using. I mean, like you hear flutes and sitars and and bongos and everything else in between. Even there's like one of my favorite songs from the album is called, I believe it's called Manifesto, and that one even has a Latin feel to it. And that song's like 7 minutes long, and right in the middle of the song it like flips into like this hip hop beat, and it's fucking awesome. Because I just love it whenever a song can kind of like take you on a journey as you're listening to it. um of course, like the story behind the album is interesting, because like I said, I looked into it. The album is a lot what you brought up, right? It has to deal with loss, and then what happens after you die and reincarnation, because they're pulling a lot from the um, Hindu accounts of the afterlife, right? And they do that because apparently Alburn, which is the lead singer, and Hewlett, which is the artist behind Gorillaz, they both lost their fathers shortly before the recording of this album. So it played heavy into, honestly, it played heavy into the tempo of a good majority of the album. Like, I was talking to my SO earlier today, and I was asking her how she felt about the album, and she didn't like it. She wasn't that big of a fan of it either. And she said she wasn't too a big fan of the album because the it to her it was slower than a lot of the albums
Yeah.
that she's listened to
Mhm.
from the Gorillas, and that this didn't feel as light and as joyful as the other albums felt to her.
Mm.
So that's why she didn't resonate with it. But she made a point saying that I'm used to being into songs like this because I'm a gigantic Tool fan, and I'm used to like
That makes
these
sense.
yeah these these heavy subjects within songs, or listening to like Sleep Token and stuff like that. So having the slower tempos, it's kind of familiar territory for me. um but yeah, man, the more I looked into the album, why it was called The Mountain, apparently the artist said that they described the mountain as a metaphor for the cycle of life, and
Mm.
how the base represents the vast jungles of youth and opportunity, while the climb represents the narrowing path of aging. Reaching the peak symbolizes the transition into what lies beyond, specifically reincarnation. So, yeah, and I mean, it's odd, right? Because I like just about 7 songs out of the album, but technically that's a little bit less than half of the songs on the album.
Mhm.
So on one hand, it's definitely a good album, and I only like half of it. But on the other hand, 7 songs, geez, most albums don't get beyond 2 or 3. for me. So yeah, man, it was a fun listen. You know, I was listening to it today while relaxing after taking some having some heavy items hauled away from the house. So all this morning I was like doing some manual labor and working, and you know, I finally got time to sit down and just kind of listen. And yeah, I was having a lot of fun listening to it. Of course, like there's some songs on there that just kind of, you know, because for some reason Albert really likes singing on down notes of songs, and it can sometimes sound offbeat. And every
Mm.
once in a while that tends to throw me out of some songs, but otherwise, yeah, I had a lot of fun listening to it. I was able to get tickets to their tour that's coming up this year.
Hmm.
And so I'm excited to see what songs they decide to bring with them on the concert, or if we're gonna get some oldies but goodies, you know.
I'm sure they will.
Hmm.
There's no way they're not going to.
But did you get a chance to watch the short film, animated film from them?
Yeah, I did.
Now that, man, that was freaking insanely awesome to watch. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously we're getting 2D animation again, which always signed me up for 2D animation. But just the feeling of the animation and the way it kind of works with the music was really awesome. Did you have anything specific that you liked about the animation?
Um, their animation is always really fun to study.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's why I started practicing animation again, like
Mhm.
just getting it back into the feel, because it's always fun to see artists still make that sort of thing, and
Yeah.
watching their animation specifically is really fun because it has this uncanny feeling to them,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is kind of like creepy, eerie type feel.
It
They
does.
kind of nail it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's a big fan of like drawing his characters into like real world backgrounds, and it does give
mhm.
an uncanny feeling to it.
There's like just a lot of detail that goes into the characters, which
Mhm.
is insane because animating that sort of thing is really, really annoying. So, um,
You would know.
just paying attention, yeah, just paying attention to that sort of thing is super fun to
Mhm.
watch. I think I'm gonna change my Pokemon. Um,
Even seeing the animation that you released over the week, the fishing animation that you made, you colored it, and it looked awesome, man.
oh, that was Yeah, that one was really easy. It's
Mhm.
just I don't know how many frames was in it. Let me pull it up because I'm working on another one right now
Mhm.
for The Legend of Zelda anniversary. Let me pull it up. If it'll open. It's not opening. Let me
How dare
restart
it
the
not
app.
open?
It's really easy
Mhm.
when you get the hang of it.
But it looked like you
But
did somewhere between what, like 18 to 20
okay.
frames?
So let's look. So um it's easy because all of it, like, I'm sure even old-timey films will do this, right?
Mhm.
They'll have the background and stuff on different layers, like actual glass panels.
Right.
Like they'll have the grassy hill back here on its own glass panel,
Mhm.
the waters on its own glass panel. Like watching that stuff is really cool. Because that stuff doesn't need to change as continuously as my little figure does,
Mhm.
right? So it
Yeah.
can stay stagnant. Um, little me let's look. So I think right around, wait, my right leg is up. So right here, oh, I forgot to color that in. Let's see when it repeats. Oh, I think right here
Yeah.
is where I duplicated it. So at around 22 frames
Okay.
is where I drew all the little frames, and then
Yeah.
I duplicated the first 22 frames and then just copy pasted it to the back. And yeah, it's just a loop. You can
And
play it in
then
a loop
the
back and
water,
forth
you have the water and the fishing pole on its
on
own
different.
layer, right?
Yeah.
And
So
those are being looped among, it looks to be like 5 or 6 frames on a loop.
yeah, so the the fishing hook is animated in twos, which
Mm-hmm.
is the phrase you'll use if you're like if you see down here, one frame is held for
I see.
two, it's
Yeah.
not seconds, but
Yeah, two
one
frames.
drawing is held for 2 frames. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's called, animating on twos, which is, I think that's what anime is animated on. It's
Oh,
on twos.
yeah.
Yeah. The water is animated in threes. So it's a frame is held for three. An image is held for 3 frames. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then little me is animated on twos as well. So
Oh, okay. Huh.
yeah.
It gives it
Yeah.
a pretty, it reminds me a lot of the Into the Spider-Verse, the way that Miles was animated in kind of like that. I don't know whether or not it was in twos because I don't know
Mm.
the specific language, but the animation looked a little bit more. I don't know what's the word, choppy, I guess, compared to other
Yeah.
characters that were animated at a much higher frame rate. And that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what it reminded me of. But it looks so cool the way you had that loop going through, man. That was really awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, Sony Animation Studios is doing something really cool right now, playing
Mm-hmm.
around with their animation. They started with Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I don't remember the specifics, but each character is animated differently. But most recent one is going to be their. I haven't seen the goat one yet. I probably should go watch it.
Oh, is that the
Um,
basketball one?
yeah, the goat
Yeah.
playing basketball. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't watched that yet. But K-pop Demon Hunters is a good one because
Mm-hmm.
the the um what's the girl group? Huntrix? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huntrix, they're animated on twos. And
Oh.
the boy band group, the
Mm-hmm.
Saja Boys, are animated on ones. Um
So they're a lot smoother.
yeah, so
Huh.
not just Huntrix, the Huntrix gang and the rest of the humans are all animated on twos. So they're kind of more
Oh.
choppy. So
Yeah.
then when you see the Saja Boys, it gives them the appearance of like, oh, they're not of this world.
Yeah.
It's this
Yeah.
subtle like attention to detail that
That's
they
cool.
give
Mm-hmm.
through their animation. Yeah, so playing around with that, um, it's why I've taken animation. Because when you start doing it, you have a deeper appreciation. Not that I didn't have an appreciation for it already, but
Right.
I always get curious, like, how do you do that? How do you make that? And practicing it gives you like more appreciation of it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, this is hard work.
Yeah.
I love it even more.
Yeah. Like, how long did it take you to make that animation?
Uh, let's see, out of curiosity, if it records how long my project took. History? It says undo steps 250. I don't know what that means, but is that how many times I undid something? That's
I
crazy.
think so.
Um, I guess it doesn't tell you. The
Mm.
duration of it is 3 seconds.
Wow. And that had to
That's
have taken
funny.
you a couple of days, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I sat down and did like nothing but worked on it, it would have taken me a whole day.
Yeah, yeah. But of course,
But
we
yeah,
gotta space it out in our busy
it's not
lives.
easy. Yeah, I was just doing it at work, so it's
Mm-hmm.
not as polished as I would have wanted it to be if I
Mm-hmm.
had the ability to clean it up a little bit more. But Pocopi came out, so I was like, I gotta finish this drawing.
Speaking of Pocopi,
Pocopia?
yeah, Pocopia,
Uh-huh.
Pocopia, right? You
Pocopia.
just got through getting that game.
No, I didn't. I don't have a
Oh,
Switch 2. Yeah, so I wasn't
oh,
I wasn't intending to buy a Switch 2 until a game came out, right?
right.
Um, this is the game that makes me wanna buy Pocopia now or
Mm-hmm.
the Switch 2.
Right.
Because it's like, "Oh my gosh," it looks and I've heard people say this, like, Animal Crossing
Mm-hmm.
veterans say that this game is actually better than Animal Crossing, which is
Really,
crazy,
that
but
is crazy.
I think they're saying that because when, New Horizons came out,
Mm-hmm.
which is the game that came out on the Switch, um, everyone got so tired of it because we were all locked in,
Yeah.
during COVID, and
Oh,
they did not update the game,
I
as
see.
fast, even without COVID, but I'm pretty sure COVID hindered the ability to update the game as fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of, closures and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Um, even without the lock-in, I don't know if they would have been able to update the game as fast as they would have liked to.
But they,
Um,
I mean, they still had. Let's see, what they did they update the game at all? Like after, I don't know, maybe a year of it being out.
yeah, they did.
Okay.
They've had a few updates since then.
All right.
But, like I said, with COVID and the
Mm-hmm.
closure and people just playing this game
And everyone being
nonstop.
inside. Yeah.
Yeah, and it came out like around like the dreaded Easter um season. And
Mm.
everyone's tired of that goddamn bunny being
Mm-hmm.
on your island and collecting the freaking eggs. That's annoying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
after doing that for a, a day, like just being locked in and doing that for days,
Yeah.
um, trying to find joy in anything you can.
Right.
I think that's what people remember of the game, sadly, and that's why they're looking at this game like, oh man, like this game is way better. And I think it's because Nintendo saw where they failed with
Mm-hmm.
Animal Crossing and they learned and they're like, okay, let's do this with this release of this game.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Pokemon. Like Pokemon,
You
like
add it to almost anything.
yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be over 300 Pokemon in the game. Like right now you can meet 300 Pokemon.
Damn.
That's a lot of characters
That
to
is a
interact
shit
with.
ton of characters.
Yes. So it's not just you being on an island with just 10 characters and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe like 5 other NPCs, right?
Yeah.
That's that's 15 characters that you interact with on the daily. This is 300. Like you're not getting bored. And
Yeah.
then like you're meeting these guys that you've known since childhood and they're like
Mm-hmm.
saying really funny things. Like if you haven't seen the little screenshots of the funny things that they say while they're walking around
I've
on
seen
your
some of them.
train and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, like can you imagine? You're like, "Oh my gosh, why are you saying that, Magikarp? Like, calm down, you know?"
It's
Like,
not that serious, bro.
oh my gosh. But I it's also Like I've seen some of the fan art that's come out from it,
Uh-huh.
and it's so sad because the storyline for Pocopia is that this is like a habitat that is in a world after humans go
Oh,
extinct, or it's
yeah.
it's a post-apocalyptic
Oh,
like
damn.
timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are no
That's kind of
humans.
heavy.
Yeah. It's like this game is so cute, but it makes me so sad.
Right.
But
And see, Mark says that he likes the building and some other features better than Animal Crossing, but there are some things he wished it had. So
do you have the
you
game,
can build
Mark?
in the game?
Yeah, so it's like Minecraft. So it's like
What?
Minecraft meets Animal Crossing meets
Oh
what's another game?
shit.
Well, Pokemon. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
it's Pokemon in Minecraft in Animal Crossing.
Then hold on. Is this only on the Switch too though?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. I was about to say, holy crap, if they have a port over to the Switch, to the first Switch, I'm freaking down.
No. You can only play it on the first Switch if someone else has the game. Like
Oh,
the game shareability or something like I don't remember what it's called, but
yeah.
it's not really playing the game. You're just visiting the game
Well,
basically.
crap.
So, yeah, so I'm gonna save up money because I have
Yeah.
to be an adult and, pay off
We
my
have
braces.
adult, yeah,
Yeah.
adult bills.
And then, yeah, I have to pay some other stuff. And then I'll buy
Mm-hmm.
a Switch when I, feel like
Well, crap,
spoiling
man.
myself.
I know this. Well, now I'm getting the feeling of FOMO. Like, if it has all those different kind of aspects, that's something I would love to kind of like get into. But I would need a freaking Switch 2 for it. Well,
Is it multiplayer? You could probably play it with
is
your
it?
with your kiddo.
Let me
I
check
think
here. Let's see. Poco PM multiplayer. Let's see.
for up to
Um.
4 players,
Oh
both
no
local
way.
wireless and online play. Local wireless?
I'm assuming you can
Wait,
have a
I
LAN
think
party
that
as
means
long as.
another person. Yeah, so
Yeah.
another person has to have the game. But like I said, if you have a Switch 1, you can game share. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
your little one can play with you.
Ooh. Ooh. She'd probably be down for that, man. Especially if it's cute animals, dude. She's gotten into like this. She's gotten into I don't even know what to call it. Anything that's small and has big eyes is just absolutely cute to her. So
Ah, she's reached the era.
yeah, she has. This
She's
is the
reached
perfect time.
canon event. Yep. And then I can play with you guys, and I can play with
Oh, that'd
Mark,
be
and we're gonna have
fun.
a good time.
And
I'm gonna
see,
get I'm gonna get the bundle that comes with Mario Kart.
yeah.
And I was just like, who am I gonna play with this with? I don't have any friends. But I'm just like, I played the Mario Kart on the Wii by myself and built and like beat all the cups. And then I played what's the word? The online
Yeah.
gaming and race
Yeah.
against like people in the Japanese servers. So
Yeah.
I'll be
Oh,
okay.
jeez.
It'll be fine.
You got this,
Yeah.
man. And see, Mark says that he does have the game and it's really good. He says you can share the game like old Mario Kart DS, where the person who didn't have the game played as Shy Guy. That's what I did, and then got the Switch to Mario Kart Day One. Okay, well,
Yeah. So I'm gonna get one. It's gonna cost me an arm and a leg. But I have hope. So the reason why I'm getting the Switch too as well
uh huh.
is I think they really are gonna release Twilight Princess and Wind Waker on the Switch too.
Really? Do you?
I don't I don't see why Nintendo does not want to make more money. Like
Yeah.
apparently the game system runs freakishly well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really good. And then just how like it looks, and there's not a lot of other games that's on it that I think they're making a lot of money with,
Yeah.
except for Pokopia right now. So they have to do it. Like, come on, Nintendo, please,
Is
please.
well, I guess one of the questions I have, right, because I do have the original Switch and some games on it. Is the Switch 2 backwards compatible?
Yes, I
Good.
looked that up. It is.
Good. And
It's
then
just, all the data that you have is saved onto
yeah,
an
yeah.
SD card or the
Mhm.
Switch itself. So you'd have to,
Transfer it
you
over
know,
if you wanted to keep
transfer it
all of it.
over one way. But
That's true.
otherwise, yeah, it's
Hmm.
backwards compatible.
I mean, right now you can get a Switch 2 systems for a little under $450. That's not too bad.
Is it
I've
only 450?
I mean,
Yeah, it
I
is.
yeah, I'm looking at it through Amazon Prime right now. But yeah, for 450, that's not bad. I mean, most consoles are anywhere between $500 to $600, so that's much more on the cheaper side. And if I can play the game using the original Switch, have little one running around the world like a mad woman, then that would be a lot of fun for her. Because although like she's on a Minecraft kick, right? Minecraft everything.
Hmm.
This kid Minecrafts everything in the world. She can build stuff that I didn't even know she knew how to build.
Did she watch the movie?
Yes, she is
Did
addicted
she
to the
like
movie.
did you like the movie?
I did like the movie. After I got used to like the um I guess whenever I went into it, I didn't know too much about Minecraft, and then I started playing it with little one, and then I got into it myself, and then some friends got into it, and then we started building stuff. And then the more I got to know of the lore, the more the movie made sense to me, and then I just wholeheartedly embraced the goofiness of it all, which it kind of looks like that's what the actors did themselves, and then they just had fun, you know?
That's good.
So
I haven't watched it yet,
yeah,
but
it's man. If you watch it, it's kind of like you have to go into it just like even the actors kind of knew that it was just gonna be a goofball fun time, and that's
Mhm.
really what it is. It's a goofy movie. Jack Black is like the most Jack Black you've ever seen in your entire life in this movie. Um, what's his name? Jason Momoa fully embraces his goofy side throughout the entire movie, and
That's good.
and it's funny. The only ones that are playing their roles straight, right? Like as like somewhat seriously, are like the two youngest actors in the movie. They're like the straight laced ones,
Mm,
and like
is
all
it
the
their first is
yeah,
it their first
exactly.
movie?
Yeah. It seems like well, one of them, she is. Did you ever see Wednesday on Netflix?
Yes.
So it is the actress that plays Wednesday's best friend, who's a werewolf, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
She's
her.
in that movie?
She's in that movie, and she plays her role pretty like really like kind of straightforward much differently than the character that she plays on Wednesday. And then the kid that's in the movie is like the most straight-laced one, which is so weird cuz he's the youngest one. But like the adults, man, you can tell all of them are having fun the entire movie. They're just doing the goofiest shit ever. But yeah, if you're familiar with the Minecraft lore, it gets even you can appreciate it a little bit more, right? Because of all the little Easter eggs they put throughout.
Yeah. I think I didn't watch it because I didn't like how the the Minecraft
World looked,
creatures looked.
yeah,
Like I saw the trailer for it and I
mm-hmm,
don't remember which one it was. It was either the sheep or the pig.
yeah.
And I just like
It's like
it was
what
so
the
gross.
hell?
Ugh,
Yeah, it looks.
what the
They
heck are
look
you?
weird,
Like
man.
you're
They
disgusting.
they
Like
they try to stick with like the original designs in the game, except for
Mhm.
they also try to make them look like semi realistic all at the same time. And yeah, it gives like this really weird in between place. That's yeah, that's like very uncanny valley.
It's super uncanny. I was
Yeah.
like, "Bro, this looks gross, like, you look
It's
ugly."
weird looking, man. It's weird looking, but like I've seen the movie literally so many times at this point that yeah, you got to embrace the utter silliness of it all. Like the memes that are Mark says the memes kind of made me not want to watch it. Yes, dude. And no, not only that. Here's the trippy part, right? My kid watches the what is it called? The super party version of the movie. So every time
Super
the
party?
yeah, so like every time like the memes come up during the movie or the music comes up, it emphasizes the memes and the music with like lyrics and like it puts like flashing words on the screen. Like it really embraces like the ridiculousness of the memes. It goes nuts and my kid freaking loves it.
Mm.
It's crazy. But like I said, I've watched the movie like damn near too many times to count. So yeah, I don't know if I didn't have a kid if I would watch it. Maybe once, twice at the most, but I don't see this as being like a cult classic amongst the adults.
Mm. Well, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing we touched on the Pocopia, we touched about Gorillaz. So, today I saw that the CEO of Adobe, stepped down from his
Ooh.
position.
Yeah.
Um, he's been the CEO for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's apparently amid the concerns of the clientele, I guess,
Really?
of the use of AI or in a world driven by AI. Um, apparently this year stocks for Adobe have gone down by a whopping 23%, which is real like a
Dang,
that's a
that's a
crazy
drop.
number.
That's an insane
Yeah.
drop. Yeah.
And it's way more than anyone projected. Like
Yeah.
I guess people do these predictions in the
Mm-hmm.
stock market,
Yeah.
and people were saying, yeah, that's way less than what we thought it would be.
Ooh
Um,
wee.
and I don't know much about the whole thing, like
Mm-hmm.
stocks and all that good stuff, but I would say that me reading about this sort of thing, anything with AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
You you will see two sides of the coin. Like you'll see um sides where people are saying, "Oh, it's gonna pop," like, "Oh, there's no use for it," like, it's being like oversaturated or,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's using it. But is it like actually paying off? Like, I read an article today where people are using it or companies are using it for like meaningless tasks, like sending out um, what's the word? Repetitive emails and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just stuff that, yeah, you could do it yourself, but it's like super repetitive and
Yeah. Why waste
why
the
should you do it
manpower?
if you can get a yeah, if you can
Mm-hmm.
get a robot to do it, right?
Right.
But that's at the detriment that the AI won't know when not to stop, or
Yeah.
it could send out something that's very inappropriate, or
Mm-hmm.
or it does something that it thought was part of the pattern but is actually not.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll always make a mistake of some kind.
Yeah, which, yes, humans can as well, but
Sure.
robots will do it at an astronomical amount because of how fast they can do that one error repeatedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's that side, and then there's the side where it's saying, "Oh no, it's actually good. It is paying off." Or
Well, yeah, like from a business standpoint, there has been a number of companies that have implemented AI, laid off a lot of their employees, and still
Mhm.
saw profit at the end of the day, right? And it could be a situation where, you know, maybe you were overstaffed doing redundant tasks. But the problem is that it's like you say, AI can and will mess up a number of times, and if you don't have a constant somebody constantly QCing the AI, you could really run into a lot of trouble. Um, the one of the incidents that come to mind was, I believe it was in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. There was a grandmother that was jailed because AI facial recognition software identified her for fraud, or like it linked her to fraud of some sort.
Oh
And
my god.
if I'm not mistaken, like she was in, oh, what was it? I believe she was in jail for about 6 months, um, until they realized that it was a mistake on the software's end. And it's that kind of stuff where you're just like, it's kind of like a microcosm of like what could go wrong by implementing this AI a little bit too early. Like that kind of stuff is scary, man. And from a corporate point of view, yeah, sure, you're getting rid of some redundant work, but I mean, the whole reason, I don't know, I tend to think that, you know, humans being able to quality check themselves is really the savor or the lifeblood of a lot of companies. And if they try to skirt that by implementing some sort of AI, I think we're screwing ourselves big time. But maybe it's just like with Adobe, right? Maybe they have to learn the hard way.
Yeah,
Because
I think the reason why they're seeing a loss in the stock market and
mhm.
all that stuff, right? Is because Adobe is supposed to be a platform for creators.
Mhm.
Um, but like I've stated before, I personally as a creator, I've
Mhm.
always not liked Adobe. I don't think their apps are very user friendly. But
Mhm.
then I started seeing them push AI, and it's just like
Yeah.
I go on this program to create myself. Like I use it to create from my mind with
Mhm.
my hands.
Yeah.
I'm I'm not here to click a button to generate these images. Like
Right.
uh if I were a photographer, like why would I you know
Why would I have
like
a machine do my job for me?
yeah, I took the image, and the fun part is me editing the image. Why would I go to an app that I'm using to edit the image that I took
Yeah.
to generate basically a new image out of the image that I don't
Mhm.
know. Like it
Like
bleh.
why
But
have an algorithm touch up something that technically that's the whole reason why you got into the discipline to begin with, is to learn the techniques and to express yourself artistically. Like why allow an algorithm to do that for you? I think
Mhm.
you're right. It takes all the creative fun out of it, and it replaces it for something that's supposed to be what, like more efficient. Like art's not so, like, I can go into a whole thing, and I'm trying not to go into a rant here, but art is not supposed to be efficient, guys. Art is a creative process. It's supposed to be slow and laborious, and it's supposed to be expressive. I'm not supposed to be able to recreate my art on some conveyor belt, of some algorithm constantly shitting out something that looks somewhat like my art, right? It's supposed to
Mhm.
be personalized. It's a individual exploration, and it can be a collective exploration if you have more than one artist on something, right? But either way, it's something that's supposed to slowly develop through trial and error. I mean, you can see that through the way you and I create something on the streams, right? That we're, going through a number of different variations and how we want something to look, and we tweak it, and we push an idea, we pull back on an idea, and that's the whole point of it. If you take that away, then what do you have? You just have essentially, and it sounds super cliche, but it's soulless, right? There's no creativity behind it unless you believe that simply having an idea is the whole point of creativity, and it's not. It's the work that you put into it. And yeah, I pretty much have wholeheartedly dropped Adobe, um, except for work, of course, because I have to use
Yeah.
Adobe in my job. Um, Mainly because they started pushing the AI. Like I'm an old school Adobe guy, and I've been using Adobe since freaking high school. And I don't want to say how far back high school was because it would depress me a little bit. But
Mhm.
I've been using Adobe for a really long time. I think one of the first bootleg software that I've ever had was Adobe, because back in the day, owning Adobe cost you like $500. And I remember having a bootleg version of it, and I had that bootleg version forever until they turned into the online subscription model. Um, so I was used to it, right? It was my bread and butter for the longest, and then whenever they started implementing the new features, and whenever they would literally put a prompt in my way as I was drawing or creating
Oh.
something, it was just like, yeah, you lost the plot, Adobe. I mean, you just
Mhm.
lost it. Like,
Yeah.
sure, you can implement different software techniques to help artists, as a tool, and Adobe's done that before. But whenever you start giving us the option to wholesale, prompt something into existence, in a program like Photoshop, for crying out loud, a program where most creatives use to draw and to create, right? You're sitting there trying to make me type in a prompt. Every time I would select something, Adobe would be like, "Do you want to generate an image here?" And it would put the
Oh my
prompt right
gosh.
in my face, and I'd be like, "No, dude, I'm creating here. Leave me the hell alone." Um it got annoying. It got annoying, and it really started to feel as if, especially in our world of like AI taking over businesses and positions, and that age old meme of, they took our job. That's what AI is to a lot of fields. And whenever AI quote unquote artists started to hit the scene, I mean, they were at the end of the day, Adobe, you're on the wrong side of history on this one. So, you planted your flag on the wrong side. You got a little too carried away with the technology, and yeah, it looks as if you're hurting because of it now. And I mean, the only thing you can do as a consumer and as an artist is be like, oh well, you backed the wrong horse on this one, man.
Mhm.
You messed with your own user base. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But yeah. So if they hurt because of it, hopefully they learn from this. But I've already switched over to Clip Studio Paint, and I just got through learning that I could use the front facing camera on my tablet to now position a 3D model of a hand to any position I want. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be switching
Oh.
back anytime soon. Yes, dude,
Yeah.
they just released that. I believe I got the update today, and yeah, it tracks your hand, and now you can have a 3D model of a hand so you can use for reference. It's awesome,
That's pretty cool.
right?
But there goes that news for
Mm-hmm.
Adobe. Um Last one, I'm just gonna briefly mention. So have you ever heard of limited run games?
I have. I don't think I've ever participated in buying one just yet, but for those who
Hmm.
may not know, what is it?
They're a company that specializes in I guess with the title of their company, limited runs of like pre-orders
Mm-hmm.
or physical copies of games.
Okay.
I think that has something to do with their slogan. Anyways, I ordered it their pre-order
Mm-hmm.
bundle for Sonic X Shadows Generations when it came out. That
Nice.
came out in 2004 to
Oh, jeez.
2024. Oh my gosh, if it were 2004, I waiting this long.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it came out well the pre-order um the ability to purchase it
Mm-hmm.
was back in August 2024. It was open for like a 2-month window. Um, right when I heard about it, I bought the pre-order bundle, which
Yeah.
because why wouldn't I? I really love Sonic the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog is probably my favorite character in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't I buy it? It comes with
Right.
this cool statue, like
Oh, I
a
see. So this is
physical
like a
soundtrack.
collector's bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they supposedly quote quote specialize in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know any of their past controversies, um, but they're in some hot water right now because
Ooh.
nobody messes with the Sonic the Hedgehog fan base,
Fandom?
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mess with the Sonic the Hedgehog, okay? But so, like I said, pre-orders were set to be purchasable in 2024. That's when the game came out. And then they said, okay, we'll go into production and it'll ship out July 2025. And they ship them out in batches.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's to say, I didn't um,
You weren't a
get
part of
my
that group?
bundle yet. Yeah, I'm not in the batches,
Mm-hmm.
but some people received their batches. And I only looked this up because I was like, what's taking so long? Because I had to keep asking them, like, hey, where's my bundle? Where's my pre-order? I paid
Mm-hmm.
like $280 for this. Where's my stuff?
Yeah,
And
seriously.
yeah, and they kept saying, oh, we do them in batches and stuff like that. Um, So at that point, I was worried. I was like, is this like a real corporation or did I just get scammed out of
Yeah, is this like is
$280?
this an Etsy account running
Yeah, or like whatever.
moonlighting as an
Right?
actual
Like
company?
a sham?
Yeah.
So I looked it up. Like first I looked up if they were a real company and if they
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
distribute anything. Like did I just get scammed? People said, no, you do get your stuff eventually. But then I looked up specifically for this bundle, and people were coming out saying that the production quality for the statues themselves is really bad.
Yeah.
Like, some
Yeah.
of the stuff came in broken, or the paint jobs on them were really terrible. Like, definitely not $280 worth
So
production quality, right?
so do they create these um with
With
the
Sega.
yeah, with Sega and the developing companies license agreements, or is this kind of like it almost sounds like this is like, a fan creating these things, or is this like or is these like legitimate products?
I don't know that much into it,
Mm-hmm.
but um I would assume so because they are able to with the pre-order bundle sell the game itself. Like they sell the
Oh, yeah,
games,
that's true. And the
you
soundtrack.
know. At the very least you would have to get permission to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know. Um but while I was looking them up, they have had controversies of releasing their products not on time. Like they would be past due.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of their previous controversies, but this run of this bundle specifically has just been so bad that it's been making the rounds. Um, I was curious about it because when I last searched them up in like February,
Yeah.
because I was like, where's my stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I was thinking,
Rightfully
man,
so.
should I just cancel my order and get my money back?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a, that's a pretty penny, like,
Yeah, yeah. 280 is no joke.
um, but yeah, they released another apology, just this week, like earlier
Mm-hmm.
this week, like saying we're so sorry for another delay.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
see that here. It says,
yeah, so
effective immediately, we're pausing any additional shipments of the collector's edition in order to
yeah,
start a completely new production style that matches what fans expect from premium collector's edition offering. So they're
yeah.
having to switch manufacturers of this, apparently. It
Oh
says,
my
if
god.
you've already received your collector's edition, you will not be left hanging. We will make this right for every affected fan, including those whose orders have already shipped. Within the next 7 days, we will email all customers with clear options and next steps. And they sent this out on the 9th. So what was that? That was on Monday.
Yeah, I got the email
Oh
saying
man.
like if you got your statues already, do not worry. We will send you a brand new statue. You don't have to send in your old one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's going to be free of charge.
Dude,
That's how bad this got.
I mean, from the advertisements that I see, the statue looks badass. I mean, you've got
It looks
Shadow.
amazing.
Yeah, you got Shadow and Sonic on top of a Dreamcast, and that hits nostalgia hard. And then it shows the official soundtrack, and you also get like some sort of Sega credit out of it too. I mean, holy crap, man! Oh no, no, no!
You
I'm
get
sorry. It's
like
showing the different.
keychains.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get an art book. You
dude,
get
that's so cool.
Yeah.
But
So if you look up the statue,
mm-hmm.
like they make Shadow look super
Yeah.
cross-eyed. Like it's really bad.
Oh, no, I
And
gotta find the live what people have gotten already.
and I was just like, if I get mine, like I'm lucky. I'm an artist, so I can
Yeah,
fix it. But
I
do I
see
want
it.
like,
It looks
you
like
know?
derp shadow.
Yeah. It's disappointing.
Oh
Yeah, Mark, that's half a
no.
Switch 2 right there. That's why, like, when Pocofi came out, I was like, maybe I should cancel my
Maybe just get your
cancel
money
my
back
pre-order.
and
Yeah,
get
just
that
like, so
get
I
that
have the
Switch
game.
too.
Just let me keep the game and let me get my Switch 2. I
Yeah.
might do that because this is
I
kind of
mean,
ridiculous. But
yeah.
then, but then when it comes out, like, and it actually looks really cool,
You're gonna be
I
mad at yourself for having
yeah. So you know
I
what?
get
I'm
it.
just gonna hunker down. I'm just gonna but
I get it.
they better fix it.
They need to come through. I mean, damn, they're 2 years in
They
the
better fix it.
making.
Um, but yeah, so the CEO apparently stepped down. He
Mm-hmm.
was the co-founder of the company,
Hmm.
and one of his quotes was that the company could benefit from new leadership. And I'm thinking, yeah, maybe you are the guy that did all this. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're cutting corners just to make more money and you pissed off the wrong you pissed off the wrong fan base, bro. We we do not play.
Yeah, you guys were a dedicated bunch, I tell ya.
Yep. Don't play around. They bullied a company
Mm-hmm.
into re
Redoing
redoing
the
the
graphics of a
animation.
whole ass movie, all right?
Yeah. Don't play.
Mike says that he can 3D print you a Shadow and Sonic figure if you need it.
Yeah, but there's just I really want the art book and
Yeah.
the keychain that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in too deep. I've waited this long. I waited this long.
Yep.
It better be good,
It
is
better be
all I'm
worth
saying.
it.
It better be good. I might email them and be like, "Hey, if it comes in and it's still shit, can I just return it and get my
Yeah.
money back? Cause
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no,
I mean,
that's the least y'all owe.
literally,
Y'all owe it,
after waiting 2 years, they should just give it to you for free.
right? What the heck?
Mm-hmm. Goodness, man. It
That's
looks
what
cool
happened.
though. The advertisements look cool. I ain't gonna lie. I would
From
fall for it
what
as
it
well.
looks like,
Yeah, I
from
would
what it
totally
should
fall
look
for it.
like, it looks amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna wait, earn my money,
Mm-hmm.
buy a Switch 2.
That's funny.
Maybe
Golly.
fix it if it comes in like shit.
Like so Pussifer has comic books coming out related to their album that they just got through releasing. And I had I wanted to get the first issue of it whenever it first came out, but it sold out like literally right away, right? Because you have all those stinking resellers out there that are constantly buying up these books. So whenever they came out with the second printing of it, I went ahead and I caught it just in time and I ordered mine. It took me like damn near, I don't know, it felt like at least 2 weeks for the comic book to finally get here. And whenever it got here, apparently they sent me somebody else's order. And whoever this person is ordered like 4 of them, right? Because I'm assuming the person was a reseller. So whenever I saw
Ah,
that, I said, fuck them. I know I
it's
only
mine
paid for one of these, but it's mine now.
now. You didn't have
Screw it.
to. I
Hmm?
guess you didn't have to return it, huh?
Nah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's better in my hands than a reseller hands, right?
I guess. Hey, man.
Hey man, hey, they messed up on the order, not me.
Yeah, that's okay. You're good.
Oh goodness, I hope you get that statue soon though, and it better look badass because for as
And I
long as
better
you've
get
been
4 of
waiting,
them,
yeah, you better
because
get 4 of them. What is this thing you were talking about with TikTok views going down? I personally haven't
Oh,
noticed
I
anything, but
I briefly mentioned it, yeah.
mm-hmm,
I've been posting lately, and,
mm-hmm,
uh, I don't know, so it'll show you the amount of views that you get.
yeah,
Like, I guess for the entirety of the time that that video has been up.
mm-hmm.
So let me just look. I mean,
Like
obviously
usually
some
the
stuff, yes, some stuff sticks more well than others, right?
yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah,
let's see.
how TikTok decides to get anything in front of people's faces is beyond me. I've just
Yeah.
wholeheartedly accepted it as voodoo magic, and if for some reason, my posts get in front of more people than usual, I say yay, and if it doesn't, I'll be like, it was a hit or miss, you know?
Well, I guess so. Looking at all of my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
um, I can see why some has gained more views than others.
Yeah.
Um, but so I guess that's just normal for me. I've just only now noticed it.
Oh.
But so that's just one thing. I guess we can disregard that. But I have heard news that
Mm-hmm.
ever since TikTok relinquished its control of the US operations
Mm-hmm.
for like the American audience to American investors,
Yeah. Yeah. That they've
that
been
I've heard because of that, there's like a different push in the algorithm
that
and
wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
censorship as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've been because every once in a while you run across videos, or sometimes I'll run across a video on a different platform like Instagram where they're talking about like, hey, if you unfollow Oracle, Oracle's account, because for some reason everybody is all of a sudden friends with Oracle, and but mind you, Oracle is the parent company, the American parent company that took over the American branch of TikTok. And they're like, if you block it, then your algorithm will go back to normal. Because I did notice that my algorithm was all messed up, especially on
Hmm.
my personal account. Right, my personal account. Normally I get a good majority of political posts. A lot of times I'll get memes here and there, funny skits and videos and all that. But then I started noticing that I was getting like weird advertisements and videos from like, what is that? Angel Studios, which I think is like a conservative movie studio. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, they're see Angel Studios. They recently released a movie. I don't know if it's like um, it's do you remember that movie called The Sound of Freedom? It was big for a little while, where it was about human trafficking or something to that degree.
No.
No, or
Is it from them?
yeah, it's from them. They also released this kids movie called David. It's a story about David and Goliath.
Oh, the one that just came out.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mhm.
if you've seen trailers or advertisements for that coming from TikTok, that's what I started noticing more on my
Hmm.
timeline. And I was like, okay, I am not the audience for this. A, not a child. B, not religious, like
Yeah.
I follow a lot of secular and atheist influencers. Like, why would you give
Mhm.
me this Bible story movie? And then I started noticing, like, I don't know who runs. I think not Turning Point. Crap, what is it called? It's the one that's run by Ben Shapiro. Daily Wire. Daily Wire
Mhm.
also releases their own movies, and I started getting a lot of those advertisements as well. And they started showing up on my timeline. And I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, there's no way none of this stuff would ever pop up on my timeline because I don't follow anywhere near this orbit, right? And
Hmm.
so it was doing that for a while, and I was trying my damnedest to kind of like fix my algorithm by, they say that you can leave a comment somewhere, or you can click share or repost or whatever, and it should, as long as they're influencers that you like, that it'll somewhat fix your algorithm. And then I saw the video on Instagram, I believe, or maybe it was even Facebook, where they tell you to block Oracle. I blocked Oracle, and then all of a sudden, or maybe not all of a sudden, maybe I just noticed it. My algorithm started looking normal again.
Hmm.
And
Should
so,
probably do that.
yeah, because I don't know if that's what actually fixed it, or, no company really like publicly releases what their algorithm is like, right? Which would be really nice for us creatives, so that way we can learn how to like best play the algorithm. Um,
Mhm.
but it's one of those things, like, it's always underneath lock and key. You never know what an algorithm does. For all we know, it could be quantum science, right? It's just a mystery to all of us. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if, not only did your algorithm look different, but whether or not your artwork was getting in front of the eyes that you want it to get in front of, even if you're using the same methods that you used before. Yeah, man, it could get like really weird and really different. And it's one of
Mhm.
the it's one of the things that I've been trying to become a little bit better at, right? Like, they say that you're supposed to post something every single day, so that way the algorithm can take notice of you. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's kind of helping to a degree, right? Like, I'm back in what I try to do is, like, I'll post like a clip from the stream on there, about one clip per day, right? And it's something that I'm trying out this week. If it works out, then great, right? Like, I'll you need to start reposting the clips as well, and maybe it'll help your the algorithm take notice of you too. Hell, I'll send you the clips.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I wonder if it's a situation where maybe they're tweaking some things behind the scenes, but it doesn't bode well, right? Because we're in a really weird administration with really weird sycophants, corporate sycophants, so it makes you worried that you're being fed stuff that you don't want to be fed. And so, yeah, we got to find a way to game the system somehow. Something
Mhm.
little by little. Fight the machine from within. I don't know. Um, but speaking of fighting the machine within, I'll go into one of the topics I had on the list.
Mhm.
If you're done with your topics, have you gone through everything you wanted to go through?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. So, um, it seems as if the White House has memed itself into some hot water with a number of creators and anime companies.
Mhm.
And let me see if I can explain this in a way that makes sense. So, this past week, the White House released a Twitter post. It was a video, and it was a pro-war video that was released on the 6th of March. And what it does is that it splices various pop culture clips um, in with military footage of the conflict that we're currently in with Iran, right? So they mix in different things like, let me see if I can list all the things that they put into this video. They put Top Gun, Braveheart, Iron Man, Gladiator, John Wick, Christopher Reeves Superman, Breaking Bad, Transformers, Deadpool, Dragon Ball Super, Star Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Mortal Kombat into this video. And it's just different clips from all the different properties saying things as kind of like a way to say America, fuck yeah, right?
And this was the White House
And
that
this
posted.
was the White House.
Oh,
our leaders, folks, are memeing
our
fucking Twitter
administration is run
of
by
all
a bunch
places.
of children.
Yes, like high school, like high schoolers. It's insane. After the video was released, obviously a number of creators from these properties came out in protest. Right? You had the voice actor of Master Chief, because Halo was featured in the video. He came out and said, "Let me make this crystal clear. I did not participate in, nor was I consulted, nor do I endorse the use of my voice in this video or the message that it conveys. I demand that the producers of this disgusting and juvenile war porn remove my voice immediately."
Mm.
The official Yu-Gi-Oh account came out because a Yu-Gi-Oh clip was included, and they said, "It has come to our attention that a post on the White House's official X account used footage from the anime series Yu-Gi-Oh! This was made without any authorization from the rights holders. Regarding this matter, no one associated with the manga or the anime had any involvement, and no permission was granted for the use of this intellectual property." So the people are, the creators, the producers, the development companies, the production companies are coming out in droves um, uh, against the White House using all these properties in their pro-war video.
Mhm.
Now the thing is that my take on this is that this is exactly what the White House wants, right? They do this on purpose just to get the reaction from any and everybody. And I think they want the reaction because not only does it spread the video, but it dulls public opinion of just the overall situation through overstimulating the public and desensitizing them, right? Because if you can desensitize people through memes, you can interject more and more horrific things into the general public, right? It's kind of what the White House and this administration is kind of famous for, right? Like they just are constantly hammering us with things. So that way, whenever we find out something like, the president being in the Epstein files, hopefully nobody pays attention. Um, and I think it also like, obviously they're releasing this because it rallies their base. Although I would argue that most of their base probably have no idea who Yu-Gi-Oh is. Although I don't know, what do you think? Is there a lot of conservatives in the anime fandom? What's your take on that?
Um, I I mean, I know there's a good chunk of them that
Mm-hmm.
are conservative.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's some people who watch, you know, superhero stuff and
Yeah.
all that good stuff and take the completely wrong take from them.
Definitely. No
Um,
media literacy.
yeah. I it I don't know, but I just know that them memeing using pop culture in what is essentially to market, like essentially marketing
Yeah. Yeah, they're
a war,
marketing
a
war.
pending
So
world
fucking
war
weird.
is really, is it dystopian? It's really
It is.
not.
It kind of
It's
is. It
it's
kind.
awful. It's just awful. Like
We
it's really bad.
Yeah,
Like
we
why is
we've
this
hit like
not good?
stormtrooper. We've hit like stormtrooper, helldiver level of war propaganda irony at this point. Like, like
Just
we're
puts a bad taste in your mouth and
yeah,
like
yeah,
it, like there's just and all this one of the first places that America bombed was being like a little an an elementary school for
yeah.
little girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's on the record, guys.
Yeah,
Like that's not
yeah.
something they made up. Like that's real.
Mm-hmm. And
Um
well over 18 people died in that. 18 kids. Kids.
I thought it was in the hundreds.
Oh, you know what? I may be completely wrong. You may be absolutely right. Let me check here.
And I mean other than that, just it's a school,
Yeah.
for little kids. And uh, our president, you know, basically people were memeing it because, it's a trauma response. What
Mm-hmm.
else are you supposed to do? You can only
Yeah.
laugh, right? Because it's
Yeah.
so ridiculous. But his speech just very much gave Lord Farquaad vibes.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, it did.
what is the quote?
Oh, some of you may
Some of you
die.
may die, but that is a risk that I am willing to take.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
no, no, dude, this isn't a game. Like, this is not a game. This is real
Oh God.
people.
That's terrible. You're
And
you're right.
and
110 children died, according to the
yeah,
BBC.
and the
Jesus.
fact that they're even releasing this type of stuff, like even past the very racist AI video that they released, that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
White House released, like what was it, a couple weeks ago or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Like the fact they're even letting them still post on their can someone just turn off the social medias for the White House, please?
Well, and
Just
that
turn
that's
it off.
the yeah that's the BS part of it, right? Because Trump ended up suing a number of social media sites because at one time social media did have some dignity and they would pull political leaders off of their platforms if they were inciting horrific things. But apparently, you can sue a company and promise them favors, and they'll just let you do whatever the hell you want. Is what it seems like. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I think whenever stuff like this comes out, we need to we need to address their cries for attention with like this kind of gross indifference, right? We need to, even though like right now we're talking about the post, we're talking about the video, we also need to talk about the overall issues, and um and it's I like that these production companies are coming out and distancing themselves from the video, right? That they're grossed out by it, they're indifferent, and they're saying we had no part of this, we didn't give permission to do this, this is not our these are not our views, these are not our ethics, these are not our morals, right? and then
Mm-hmm.
and then once they do that, then we need to have influencers come behind and list the issues, like focus, like let we have to make sure that everybody focuses back on the issues of that we have a administration who promised no new wars whenever they were elected. Now they're starting another conflict in the Middle East without congressional approval, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
fact that we are participating in another regime change, right? And we're losing, not only are we losing hundreds, apparently 110 innocent young lives, right? But we're also losing soldiers in this. I think we were above upwards of 10 some odd soldiers have died already, right? We need to
Mm-hmm.
keep focus on that. We need to keep focus on the fact that we haven't been given any kind of clear reason why we're even out there, for that matter, right? The fact that, you know, one of the first excuses that they gave is that Iran had weapons of mass destruction, even though apparently we had gotten rid of that in 2025 during Operation Midnight Hammer, if anybody remembers that, right? Or that, Israel was going to strike first and they were going to put American soldiers at risk, which apparently Trump is perfectly okay with putting them at risk anyways, right? Because apparently, as he said, some of you might die, and then everyone, Rubio and Trump going around saying that there was a imminent threat coming from Iran, even though our U.S. intelligence didn't confirm that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
those are the real issues of the conflict, and we need to keep reminding everybody in the face of, you know, a fucking memeing White House, right? We have to remind everyone that this is the real issues to the situation. Yes, the video is stupid. Yes, we need to decry the video as a poor attempt to get attention, but fuck them trying to get attention. Let's focus on the real issues of the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Other than that, there was something else that I came across this past week about the DCU and a certain fandom that seems to be taking issue with it. So recently, this website called comicbookmovie.com ran an article saying, why is James Gunn making right wing extremists the villains in nearly every DCU movie and TV show? And what they point out is so far in the properties that they've released in the DCU, that is, of course, James Gunn is the executive producer of, is in Peacemaker season 2. They have it to where Peacemaker escapes to an alternate dimension where we lost World War II and Hitler's Germany essentially took over the United States, and we have a Nazi-fied or a Nazi-led racist and fascist nation, right? And the property Creature Commandos, which is the first animation that came out underneath James Gunn's leadership, you had the Sons of Themyscira, and they were kind of like these incels, men's rights activists, because they believed that they deserved access to Themyscira, which, if anybody knows anything about Themyscira, is that it's the island that Wonder Woman comes from, and it's a all woman island, right? No men are allowed there. Um, and they were being led by Cersei, who is one of the main antagonists in the story, as a way to kind of get back at Themyscira. She wanted to rule over the island. Um, and then, but that seemed to be like a theme that was going on through that series, because you also had Frankenstein's monster, which they named him Eric Frankenstein. And one of the main heroes in the animation is the bride. She's Frankenstein's bride, right? What we know from the literature. And the entire time she's running away from him because he believes her to be his soulmate, right? He believes that she was made for him. And so he was one of the antagonists throughout the entire series, because it seemed as if like he felt like it was his right that she was his rather than not, right?
Mhm.
And then of course you had, do you ever remember seeing the GI robot memes everywhere? Did you ever
No,
run into those?
maybe just don't know it.
It was a robot in the series, and he's from World War II, and he was pretty much
Mhm.
programmed to kill Nazis. And every time he was around anybody who was even somewhat of a Nazi or a white supremacist, he would just go all out and just kill every last one of them. Um,
Okay.
and then there was another hero within the series where like he got his powers because he wouldn't sell his nuclear fusion to a fascist nation, right? But as you can see throughout the series, the main antagonists are either like these, incels, these men that believe they have the right to another woman's body, or it was Nazis.
Mhm.
and then you have the Superman movie, which you said you still haven't seen that one, right?
No.
All right. So in the Superman movie, one of the main conflicts that are happening there is that you had this country named Baravia, I believe, and they were
Mhm.
going, they were invading another country via like Russia and Ukraine, or like Israel and Palestine, right? And they were
Mhm.
going in there, bombing this country, trying to take it over. And in the movie, essentially, Lex was kind of like pulling the strings behind it because he wanted to own pieces of this other country named Jarhanapur, I believe it was called. Um, Kind of like the way, how Trump wants to have like a resort in Gaza once Israel's done, leveling the nation. It was kind of in that vein. And then of course, like in it, you had Lex Luthor hiring genetically modified monkeys to troll the internet and spread misinformation. Like there was a lot of there was a lot of parallels between modern day conservatism and internet culture. But essentially, what this article was saying is that it believes that the DCU was pigeonholing itself into like a far right extremist villain issue, and that it was only doing this because of today's political climate, and they thought that villains should have more like challenging, or I'm sorry, heroes should have like more challenging villains, and something that challenges audience perception. And their main argument was that all the DCU is doing is kind of like just following headlines instead of giving the audience real villains. And so whenever I came across this, I was uh, I was kind of taken back by it, only
Mhm.
because I don't think that James Gunn is whipping these villains out as like a commentary of today's world. Even though, right, like most art takes from contemporary events, right? Just like
Mm-hmm.
back in the old days, they had Captain America fighting Hitler, right? Because Captain America came out roughly around the time of the Second World War, and Hitler was probably one of the greatest evils at the time, right? Um, I think that's what we're experiencing today, where I don't think James Gunn is targeting conservatives or far right extremists. I just think that whenever it comes to finding the antithesis of superheroes, they just kind of find themselves fitting that mold.
Mm-hmm.
Or as like one of my friends put it, they were like, well, if the shoe fits,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like it superheroes normally rely on their own personal moral compass in order to address issues that they come across, right? Conflicts that they come across. Um, Whereas, like, the far right extreme ideology is that they follow a strict authoritarian hierarchy, right? Or like the fact that most superheroes work outside the law as sort of like vigilantes, whereas what we see with right extremists, they're all about law and order. What was the thing that uh we were talking about earlier, like, oh, they should just comply.
Mm-hmm.
Or like like superheroes nowadays have become more diverse and inclusive, right? Whereas extreme right wing ideology is more about ethno nationalism, you know what I mean? And so it's
Mm-hmm.
like the heroes are being challenged by their villains, but it just so happens that far right extremism kind of fits the bill. And you can't get mad at somebody like James Gunn for just p- pitting superheroes against the villains that they would normally go up against. I think
Mm-hmm.
if it mirrors our world a little bit too much, well then I just think we're living in a shitty timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like it's not our fault. Today's headlines are mirroring villains from comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like um sometimes I try to think about like the kind of villains that you run across in like other mediums, and how they could possibly be reflected against the culture that they come from, right? Like comic books coming from like Japan, right? I think I don't know. What do you think? Do you think villains in like mangas or animes, do they tend to be more black and white in the sense that they're just evil for the sake of being evil, or um are they more sympathetic villains and they have a reason behind why they do what they do? And does it reflect, do you think that they possibly reflect the culture coming from Japan, or are they just simply writing good good or bad villains?
Hmm. Let me think about an anime where there was a clear villain. And where the villain wasn't the main character.
Mm-hmm.
And
Where they could possibly be sympathetic, I guess.
no, I think for Japan, it's at least in my experience,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they've just written clearly evil characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like for some reason I'm thinking about Sword Art Online. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking about the like okay, so I think the first season's villain, quote
Yeah.
quote, the antagonist, um, could be. I think if you were like into that sort of idea of living a digital life, you could sympathize with the villain. Like, yeah, I could get
Maybe
behind
just
this
a little
guy's
bit.
ideology, right? But
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, but the fact that I think it is clearly evil because they didn't consent to that, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's clearly evil. I'm thinking about the uh, the fairy arc. I can't remember which one. I think it's the second season.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude was clearly evil. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
like
evil for the sake
just
of.
yeah, just because they just, they look out for themselves. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's purely selfish reasoning why they
Yeah.
do what they do, which is
Yeah.
clearly evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um whereas a lot of like namely a lot of the Marvel villains,
Mm-hmm.
um, or even some of the like Disney antagonists,
Yeah.
like Pixar and stuff like that. You can sympathize with them because you can understand why they did what they did. They're just
Yeah.
doing it in a
Yeah.
way that's like not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ultron, totally get why Ultron is doing what he's doing.
Completely reasonable.
Should he
He's
be
just doing
doing
it the
it?
bad way.
No.
Yeah,
Killmonger
he's a
is
good
a
example.
polarizing. Yeah, he's a really good villain. I'm thinking of Big Hero 6, like that villain. Like you get why he's doing what he's doing.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
You know,
like
like I think about like I'm currently watching Trigun Stargazer, right?
mhm.
And the main villain, Knives or Million Knives as he wants to be called now, his motive behind wanting to destroy humanity comes in the form of I just want my own people to survive, right? Like I want to create a paradise for my people. Everybody else can die though, right? And he holds a lot of trauma from his childhood, which is why he thinks that way. Or, like for instance, some villains that come to mind is like a lot of the antagonists that you run across in Demon Slayer, right? They practically have whole ass episodes dedicated to showing you how they became demons.
Oh, but yeah, but those ones, like when you learn why they became demons, at
Mm-hmm.
least some of them, like you learn to sympathize with them
Yeah.
because you learn
Yeah.
also when they become a demon, they don't remember like
Mm.
why, they don't
Yeah.
remember a lot of their human memories. I think they remember that they were human at one point, but they learn to like, oh, why was I ever human? Like being a
Mm-hmm.
demon is amazing. But then when they die, they learn
They're
like
like, oh
why
shit.
they became a demon. Yeah.
Traumatic
So,
memories coming all
you
back.
know, yeah. So for that though, I think the main guy, like we don't know his story yet, but he's
Mm-hmm.
purely evil because he's just doing it for selfish reasons.
Yeah, I'm
You know.
wondering what that's gonna be, especially now that the movies are gonna be closing the overall story, right? They should go into how
Oh
he
yeah.
became what he became.
I think I mean they have to. They're going to do it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait. Which by the way, bringing that up, a Demon Slayer did win an award
Oh
in the
yeah?
last movie. Won an award in
Nice.
Japan for I think it's animation.
Mm-hmm.
It was pitted against the Chainsaw Man movie and the last Detective Conan movie
Yeah.
and then another movie, but it won. So,
Man, what I've seen from those
yeah,
clips coming from that movie, it deserves it. Cause that animations, it is fucking beautiful.
it's so good.
like
And you haven't watched it yet?
I have not watched it yet. I'm working through the Demon Slayer
Catching up.
seasons. Yeah, I'm catching up because I also what was the other one that you wanted to talk about on the stream? I had finished
Oh,
Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone? You
Yeah.
caught up?
Yep, I'm fully caught up now.
Oh my
Now here's the thing.
gosh.
Here's the thing. I love the series, and I love that in season 4 and 5. There's 5 seasons now, right?
I think it's 4.
Just
I think we're
4.
still on 4 because
Yeah,
it's
it was
coming out
split
in
into
3 parts.
yeah. It was yeah. I've seen the first 2 parts. I'm glad that the um I'm glad that the animation got amped up.
I don't know about you, but I always remembered the animation being pretty good.
Well, the animation has always been kind of hmm. So
Because the
so
art style is like really,
the art
it's really
style is
different.
really yeah, the art style is really different, but the art style is really good as well. And I don't think it had like Studio Mappa level of attention to the art style. Like sometimes it had a lot of like slideshow-esque type of animation. But
Oh, okay.
for me, the story is so good, and that the original designs are so good that I didn't really care
Mm.
because
Yeah,
I
I
wanted to
understand.
keep watching. um, and then they got a significant bump up in the production. I guess production funding got jacked up during seasons 3 and so far in 4 because that animation has gotten tons better.
Mm.
And then, but yeah, man, the story. See, and that's another thing. In Doctor Stone, a lot of the villains in that story, a lot of them have their own specified reasons that are justifiable to a degree of why they're doing it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one where I can say that
mm-hmm.
they're not good or evil. It's just
Yeah.
they're doing something that it seems well, the reason why they're doing it is reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
The way they're carrying out is not. Like the first
Yeah.
guy, um, what's his name? The
Oh,
really pretty dude.
the gorilla student.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I get why he wants to do that. Like
Yeah.
totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
Should he do it though? Like that's the thing, right?
Exactly. It's like
It's just not ethically right. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. It's like, hey
Mhm.
man, you're going
Yeah.
about this the wrong. Now the
I
thing
get it.
is, in seasons 3 and 4, Doctor Zeno, um,
Mm.
I don't know if he has good justification for what he's doing outside of him being power hungry, but it's the fact that he cares more about discovery is the reason why he starts working um with the
Anku?
yeah, the science, the nation of science. So I think it's interesting because Dr. Zeno, he's very kind of a self-serving individual.
Oh
um
yeah, he's selfish.
oh yeah, super selfish. He just wants the power. But it seems as if he respects science more than the actual obtaining of power. And I think that's really
Mm.
he's a real interesting character because it's like he's gonna work with the main group, but there's a part of him that's like I want to rule it. I kind of want to rule it all, you know.
Yeah.
Oh boy has layers, man. But dude, I'm so excited now that you tell me that we're barely on part 2 because I didn't know that this was part 2. I thought we were just on a cliffhanger until the next season. So there a part
Yeah,
3 is coming
part
soon,
3 is coming out. Yeah, it's coming
dude.
out in May, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, which I don't know why they did it this way. I'm not complaining, but like that last one
They're
was
piecemealing us,
crazy.
man.
I was crying.
Oh,
Like
dude, that last one was
that
so
was
good.
so sad, and I now I remember a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I remember explaining to you like, I get why they had to do it because it's
Mm-hmm.
so heart-wrenching, and
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, like, would I like, I don't like watching this because it's like
Mm-hmm.
this this character that you come to love, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like 6 years old.
Oh, dude, it was so
She's a
rough
baby.
watching.
Like, she's
Yeah,
a
she's
little
a kid,
kid. Can you imagine
a
that?
little kid that
Like,
can't see well, no
a
less.
kid, yeah, like, I was a kid that could not see. I'm practically blind right now. Like, I could not imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh my gosh, I was just, oh, if I had I want to watch the season over again,
Yeah,
just kind of to feel that
just to
again,
but
but
again.
it's so sad. I was just like,
Dude,
"No,
I don't know how Dr. Stone is able to
no."
do it, but I 100% want to get like the soundtrack to these last two seasons cuz it's
It's a
so
good
good.
soundtrack.
It's a very
Yeah.
good soundtrack, and like there's like this, I don't know which song it is, but it makes your heart swell up as you're listening to it cuz it Dr. Stone throughout the entire series, it's pretty much Deku fighting or pushing a boulder up this hill, and he's trying to bring the world back to the way it was through science, and it's so like, you know, he always comes against these obstacles, and he always overcomes it through thinking around the problem, and just the feeling of optimism, and the feeling of like, hey man, like we failed this time, but it's cool because we're gonna try it another way this other time, and it's gonna work. And oh man, you can't help but to get hyped throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
And that last episode, or last two episodes, I guess, was so, oh my god. It
Yeah.
wrecks you. It wrecks you right up until the very end. And then the first time um him seeing her, and at that point she's already like 16, I believe. Like 7 years had passed or so.
Let me see. I think she's not, well, let me look.
I know they said
What is her
about
name
7
again? Do you
years.
remember her name?
Dang it. It's like
Okay,
uh,
wait. But I was saying what I was saying. Oh,
mhm.
Suika. Yeah,
Suika, yeah.
so the you know, what was I saying? I was thinking, why would they do that, you know?
Mhm.
Oh, why would they put us through that turmoil, watch this little girl have to go through years of, trying to figure out how to bring her friends back?
Right.
Um, they had to do something like that, like, because they basically made all the characters immortal
Yeah.
by,
Yeah.
because they found a way to petrify people. And they
Mhm.
found that if you go through petrification and you revive, you basically get cured of whatever ailment you had.
Yeah, they
That's what
practically
happened
brought
to,
somebody back to life.
yeah, that's what
Mhm.
happened with the gorilla student's younger sister. Like,
Yeah.
she was terminally ill, and
Mhm.
then they basically made her okay. Like,
Yeah.
she's fine now. And then, the whole cast got shot up,
Yeah. They were
like,
Swiss cheese at the end of that.
got petrified. They were just
Yep.
like, "Yeah, it's okay. We'll get petrified and then we'll, revive, right?"
Mhm.
So they had to do something to break the audience's hearts, and also, like,
There
keep
ha-
them from getting angry.
yeah, there
Because,
had to have been a cost somewhere, but at the
yeah,
same
because
time,
yeah, because
you know.
the audience will get angry at some point. Like, they'll get bored. Like, that's
Mhm.
what happened with Stranger Things. Like, the
Yeah.
last season, no one died.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kind of crazy. They
Mhm.
were facing otherworldly monsters and a
And no
armed
one got
militia,
killed.
and no one died.
Is
Except
there
that one girl that no one
it's
cared about.
is the reason why everybody's asking for a last episode.
Yes, because
Yeah.
as much as we don't want people to die,
Mhm.
it's realistic. It's just, that's just how it goes. But
Yeah.
okay, so I looked it up. Suika, okay, I thought she was 6. She's not 6, but
But
During the
she was
second
pretty young.
petrification, she was
Mm-hmm.
11 to 12 years old.
Okay.
And then chronologically, there was a 7-year time skip.
All
So
right.
she waited 7 years
God.
to
It's
to
because she
to
had to do it the
farm
slow
the
way.
poop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Farm the
to
poop
farm the poop
to get
and
nitrous.
to yes, oh, poor baby. And she turned, yeah, so I do remember reading that she was the other girl's age by the time everyone
Wow.
revived. She's
That's
roughly
insane.
17 to 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which
But
is
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you're right. They had to establish some sort of stake um in
Risk,
order
yeah.
to, yeah, some sort of risk in order to justify the fact that they've kind of introduced immortality to the story now.
Mhm.
And
Even with guns.
yeah, even with guns. Yeah, even with guns. And the real question is, and this is something that's been picking at my brain ever since I finished watching the second part of the last of season 4 was, all right, so
Mhm.
you know, whenever they found all the petrification devices in the rainforest of Brazil, of the Amazon,
Yeah.
essentially, right?
Mhm.
For some reason, all of these petrification devices were stacked together, and it looked like a Mayan pyramid.
Like a pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then my next question was, okay, so as we've seen in some of these scenes, right? Like the one founders island that they went to, and all those petrification devices raining down from the heavens and petrifying everybody there, which is how they got their first petrification device, right? They ended up learning that, spoiler alerts for anybody who hasn't seen it yet,
And we kind of
but
already did.
yeah. But they ended up learning that, you know, these petrification devices are activated by voice, and then you have to give the diameter,
Radius and
yeah, the
the
radius,
time.
yeah, the radius and the time that you want the device to go off, and then it goes off, and it petrifies any or. And you know what? Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, because I had so many questions, and I
Okay,
really
what's
hope
the
they go
first
into it.
question?
But yeah, the first question is, so why was it stacked in looking like a Mayan pyramid? If they were able to send these petrification devices down to a single island like they did to the Founders Island, why is it that we find all these devices sitting in the middle of the Amazon like they are, especially if they were able to petrify the entire world using only one device, right? So we
Mm.
have this pyramid of all these devices sitting in the middle of the Amazon, but they were able
Mhm.
to petrify the entire world with one device that was sitting at the American colony, right? So that's my first question. Like, you know, what's the or what's the rationale behind, you know, whoever is sending these petrification devices down to Earth? Like, what's happening there? And then of course you've got the moon mystery.
Well,
And what
okay,
is
so
happening there?
okay, no, I was remembering the petrification beam wrong. So the
Mm-hmm.
petrification beam does come from somewhere on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember the beam coming from like to the side of Senku when it first happened, not up in the air.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say the petrification thing was from like the moon, but no, it's not from the moon because the guy on the moon is on the moon be- because he was escaping, or
Mm-hmm.
girl, could be a girl, was
Yeah.
escaping the petrification beam to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So the so maybe you could think that the pyramid was like all those petrification stones
Yeah.
were the ones that caused the giant beam.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering,
And that's
because
why they don't operate anymore because they lost power doing that,
in doing that,
that giant beam.
but they were able to cover up, they were able essentially to petrify the entire world a second time by just using the one device that was at Dr. Zeno's facility. So
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's why they all got petrified, right?
yeah, that's how they
Wait,
all
did
got
they?
petrified again.
Okay, wait. Did they all get petrified
Mm-hmm.
or?
It covered the entire world again because
Yeah,
people on the Founder
wouldn't
Island. Yeah,
Because then wouldn't Suika just contact old, like
exactly. Mm-hmm.
the Village of Science or whatever,
And that's why they
instead
had
of waiting
to.
7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
so
why
you're
they had to
right.
split up again because half of the group had to go back to the older tribes and
To
revive
revive
them.
them.
Yeah. Oh
Oh.
man, I don't know. There's so many questions, and I can't
Well,
wait.
okay. So we haven't figured out why the petrification
Right.
stones were put in a pyramid, which
Mm-hmm.
of course they're gonna go into later. Maybe they find the dude who's
Maybe.
on the moon and they
Maybe they
explain it, you
find a
know?
spaceship underneath the pyramid. Huh? Huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Um, but it is cool that you get to learn new things each season about
Yeah.
like what happened because I hate, especially good example, Detective Conan. Like I
Mm-hmm.
hate when it takes forever for you to figure out one sliver of information about what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, I love this property. Yes, I want to see more.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to know why this dude is a kid and how he's supposed to not be a kid anymore.
Exactly.
And if it's even possible. Because at this point, I'm thinking it's not possible. And you guys
It
haven't
shouldn't
thought of
be.
it yet.
Right.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I can't wait. Let me look up again because I want to know when the third part is coming out.
Oh, dude. If it's coming out soon, I'm gonna be
It's coming
fucking
out
stoked.
soon. Yeah.
Cause yeah,
It's coming out
I
this
got
year.
I got so many questions. Like all right,
April
so
2.
what? April what?
April 2. April 2nd.
Oh.
Yeah, next month. Oh,
Yay.
thank goodness. Oh, I'm
Hell
excited.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. We get more of the story. I'm ready.
Oh,
You know, because now they're in the process of building a spaceship now. They just got through establishing the new colony in Central America, which is going to be their ironworks colony. I believe they said the next place they're headed to from here is Europe or Africa. I forgot. I forgot where they're going to
and
be going
rewatch
next. Yeah, got to rewatch it. Um, and then the biggest mystery is the voice that's coming from the moon. That potentially
Wyman.
was the that was potentially the instigating event that caused the first petrification. Um,
Mhm.
and what I found really interesting is that they ended up learning that as soon as the world got petrified again the second time around, the voice from the moon stopped. And
Really?
that yeah, in the
How
anime
do you
there.
remember all of this? And why when did that information come out? The last 2 episodes?
Yeah. In the last two episodes, I believe
Wow.
Senku was the one that was talking about how the ever since the world got petrified again, and no more radio waves were being
Transmitted
translated
from the
between
moon.
tribes, that the voice from the moon stopped, and it was no longer
Oh.
giving the command. So that's why Senku was fired up even more to get the spaceship created, because he's like, we have the advantage because the man on the moon thinks that we're all petrified right now.
Oh. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because they were hearing a transmission from the moon giving a command for petrification, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But then they found that it didn't work even when they put it next to a stone, right? I'm
Well,
remembering.
it worked. It worked as long as the stone's battery was fully charged. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so the way they petrified the world the second time is that I can't remember who the character was and is now. It's the watchmaker character. He was able to get um he was able to get his watch near the petrification device that was transmitting the voice coming from the moon, which is what petrified the world the second time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then as soon as they were revived 7 years later, thanks to Swinka, um, or Suika,
Hmm.
then yeah, apparently the voice stopped. They're not getting the transmission anymore. So
Wow.
yeah, dude, like what's on the moon? What's happening?
I have to. Okay, one thing I gotta say about the show,
Mm-hmm.
it does a really good job at making me like the characters, and there's
Yes.
a lot of them. Like, there's
Yes.
so many. Like, I really like the watch character guy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even though he's a baby, like, is he the one? No, is he the one that's the baby? Or is he the
He
one that he's the one that gets nervous around women, right?
yeah, yeah, he's the one that acts real cool until he's around a woman and then all of a sudden he becomes
Yeah.
a
But he's, like, really good at being a watchmaker guy.
yeah.
And yeah, and even the new bad guy that they redeem, maybe not redeemed, like, he's really likable.
Mm-hmm.
The character cast is so big. I even like the other dude. There's so many of them that
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
so
remember
many. Which one are you talking
the
about specifically?
the spear guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The one that where his mouth is
Like,
covered.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
a dick.
Yeah,
He's
but
still
he
kind
was
of
the
a dick,
one.
but I
Yeah, he
like
was
him
the one that
too.
actually died before the petrification and it brought him back to life, which is
Yeah, I know. I was
crazy.
like, "Please don't
Yeah.
die. I just started liking you, you asshole.
Right? You were finally a cool character.
You were cool, and then now you're dead."
It's true, man.
It's really good, and they do such a good job. I love it when they do a good job at making me like all of the characters when there's
Mm-hmm.
such a huge cast. Um, My Hero does a good job at doing that.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer is doing a good job at doing that. Like, oh, good job, you guys.
Way to go,
Great
guys.
writing.
I'm loving this stuff so far. Like
Yeah, love it.
I like that with Dr. Stone, it feels like even if the artwork wasn't as good as it was, and even whenever the animation wasn't like top tier, it was still practically a page turner, right? Like you couldn't help but to wonder like what was going to happen next, how were they going to find their way around this problem, who's this new bad guy that's coming in and how is he going to resolve it, you know? And it's so I mean, it's been nothing short of just a fun, entertaining, and a lot of times enlightening watch. Because I didn't know. I like how every time they introduce a new scientific invention, at the end of the episode, they're like, please don't reproduce these
Don't
experiments
try this at
unless
home.
yeah unless you have an expert with you because apparently the experiments will work, but you want somebody. You need an adult in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the one where they make the bombs.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a good series, man. I'm so excited that it's coming out in April. I'm so hyped for it.
Yeah, I'm glad you
It's
caught
so
up.
good. Now to get caught up with Demon Slayer.
That one's good too. You should definitely do it.
But otherwise, oh man, we are 21 minutes past the hour. Um, let's just go ahead and show off what we got so far. Let's see here. Dude, I like the. Are you? Is this another one that you're thinking about turning into a tattoo? Because that looks fucking awesome.
I still haven't released the other one for tattoo, but I did
Mm-hmm.
release it as a shirt
Nice.
on Etsy, which
Yeah.
Mark has kindly bought. Thank you, Mark. Uh, but yeah, here's my lineup for
mm-hmm.
my Zodiac Pokemons. You guys already saw Rapidash's the for the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Um I'm thinking Arcanine is fine for Year of the Dog because they're technically a dog. So
Mm-hmm.
that one works for Year of the Snake, which was last year. That's why I decided to do it for this stream. I picked Arbok, um, just because I really like it was that or Seviper.
Yeah.
Um, you can look up these Pokemons if you don't know who they are. But Arbok is a classic Pokemon from
Yeah.
the first generation, so you can't really knock it. I also really like purple, so that's why I picked
It
um
is a good
Arbok
color.
over Seviper, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really like how this one came out. Um for Rat, I picked R Ratata?
Yeah.
Ratata?
Yeah.
Ratata.
Rattata.
Yeah. Yeah, Ratata. That, of course. For the Year of the Ox, I picked Tauros. A lot of oldies because
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like the new ones. For a Year of the Tiger, I picked Raikou, which
Mm-hmm.
is a legendary Pokemon. For Rabbit, I didn't pick Lopunny, which is the um the furry one.
It's a Lapani Batman.
Yeah, no, I didn't pick Lopunny. I'm thinking I'm picking Plusle and Minun for the rabbit Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for Dragon, I picked Rayquaza.
All right.
For Goat, I picked Go-Goat. I think this
Okay.
is a newer Pokemon, but it fits.
I'm not familiar
And
with them,
its
so he's got to
and
be
its
new.
name yeah, and its name is Go-Goat, so that's pretty cute. For Monkey, I think I'm gonna do Apom,
Okay.
which is they're also purple, so pretty cute.
Yeah.
Um, Rooster, I think Combuskin, which is a middle evolution Pokemon.
All right.
Um, Not a lot of people like the middle evolution Pokemons, but this one looks the most like a rooster. Um, and for Pig, I think I don't know if I'm gonna pi pick Pig Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool design, but I might pick Lechonk because Lechonk is just funny. That's
That
the
is
funny.
funny.
So, Lechon. So when that Pokemon came out, it's a newer generation one.
Uh-huh.
I only know this one because Lechon in Tagalog in Filipino is roast pig.
Oh, really?
So yeah, and they named it Lechonk,
Now you have to
you
go
know,
with that one.
for chonker. Yeah, like there's just so many good memes with this one, and it's
Right.
pig. So yeah, I'm just gonna pick Lechonk for pig. Yeah, that's my lineup, and this is how Arbok turned out. I think they look pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do a little bit more stuff for the shirt or whatever. I don't know, but
Add some
yeah,
graphic design to it.
yeah.
It looks good, man. It came
Thank
out
you.
really well. You gave
Thanks.
it some really good dimension.
I tried.
But other than that, I think that should take care of us.
We didn't talk about yours.
Oh well, I don't know if I got that far. I started adding highlighting to
Mhm.
mine, and I think I'm getting a little bit too. I'm gonna be my own worst critic here, but I think I'm getting a little bit too airbrushy with it, and I need to go with harder paint strokes and stop blending everything in so it doesn't look muddy. But
Mm.
I'm gonna keep hammering away at it. I'm gonna see where I can take it. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, once I'm done with the painting, I'm gonna completely take away the sketch line work, and then I'm gonna go in and like try to make this look like a traditional painting without any kind of like hard outlines. So we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Thank you. But I mean, other than that, I've also the other style that I wanted to play around with some more. Since you mentioned it last stream, was the painted look of the Arcane series.
Mm,
Because I was looking towards that for some inspiration as well. Um, on like how they use color for the skin, and then I was also like I was trying to like conjure everything that I've learned in the past about painting, and how to like recognize colors and utilize them. So I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna look at the end, but I promise to keep hammering at this one and not give up on it. So
mhm.
I
I
will not
think
give up.
I think looking at Arcane is a pretty like that's one I try to look at too for
Mm-hmm.
that type of look. It's such a good emulation of 2D into 3D space.
Seriously. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and the way that they paint skin is, yeah, very brush strokey, not
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of blending,
Yeah, that's what
only
I
in
wanted
specific.
to that's what I wanted
Yeah,
to try going after, but I think I'm blending too much. And maybe that's just like an artistic insecurity where you kind of want to like blend away
smooth
um
everything out.
yeah, and blend
Yeah.
away like slight mistakes, but then you end up making the mistake of making something look too muddy because you're blending too much. So, it's a give and take.
Mhm.
But I'm
I
going to
think it
keep
looks
messing
really
with
good
it.
so far. Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, I
please do.
can't I can't wait to take away the sketch lines and see, because I think that the sketch lines also make it look darker to a degree. So once
Hmm.
I take away those sketch lines and I start working with how the paint or how the different aspects of the figure interact. Like I've only been working on the skin so far, so next thing I'm gonna focus on is the hair, and that should be pretty interesting.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
I'll
Want to
keep
see how it
going,
looks finished.
keep experimenting.
Yeah.
The whole point
But
of being an artist is to learn and grow.
mhm, definitely. But yeah, I think that's a good place for us to stop this stream. Thanks guys for joining us again today. Go check out Esso at Esso Art Studio on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. The links are all down below. Go check them out. Go give them a follow. Check me out as well, Lily Lilac Draws on Instagram, Threads, Tumblr, and TikTok. If you'd like, check out our coffee page, make a donation. Anything is kindly appreciated. It's always a pleasure to unwind at the end of the week with you guys and draw and talk about whatever tickles our fancy this week.
Mhm.
We'll see you next time, and remember, stay creative.
Peace.
Bye bye.